My name is Khanjan Mehta and I teach Humanitarian Engineering and Social Entrepreneurship in the College of Engineering at Penn State. The basic philosophy behind my work is the convergence of concepts, disciplines, cultures, and countries to build a freer, fairer, friendlier, and more sustainable planet. So there is one doctor for 390 people in the United States, but there is one doctor for every 50,000 people in many parts of East Africa. People have to travel very long distances just to see a doctor. So we are working on a telemedicine system to connect remote communities in East Africa with their closest doctor who is 4 or 5 hours away. We were in Tanzania trying to get validation for the Mashavu telemedicine system. We set up a simple Mashavu station where we would give people their weight or their blood pressure in exchange for a small amount of money. And we wanted to know whether or not people would be willing to pay to use Mashavu to get their numbers. But then an interesting thing happened. We had an elderly lady who walked up to the kiosk and said, "I know that I have a blood pressure problem and I would like to know my blood pressure, but I do not have any money. Will you give me my blood pressure?" We were really stumped. We did not know what to tell her. We realized something very, very compelling. There are a lot of elderly people, especially women, who participate in the local economy, but they never have access to real money. For example, they might look over somebody's children and get food in return. So the question is, how does Mashavu cater to the needs of these people who participate in the local economy but have no cash? And then as we zoomed out, we realized that you cannot base the business models for the social ventures just on cash. There are other forms of equity. Sweat equity is an absolutely valid form of equity. People have been bartering forever. But how does a business take transactions like those into consideration and still sustain itself and scale it up so that it can reach more people? In 2008, a few faculty members from various colleges across Penn State conducted a study in Tanzania on the social networks of women agro-entrepreneurs in northern Tanzania. We wanted to study what their social networks look like, how they go about conducting their business, how they go about starting up their business. We wanted to know what the role of cell phones was in their business. But what was really fascinating was that all the relationships that these women had with the people that they conducted business with were completely based on trust and respect. That, along with a number of our observations in East Africa, led to the design of a cell phone-based social networking system called Wishfast. It's essentially a peer-to-peer system which attempts to connect people together and quickly build trust. You can think about Wishfast as a combination of Yahoo groups or Google groups and feedback seller ratings on eBay. So one of the major goals for Wishfast is to give these people a voice and give them the mechanism to reach a lot of people. Give them a mechanism to reach the academics sitting in Nairobi, sitting in the larger cities, to bring out some of the problems that the people in these rural communities are actually facing. More importantly, the idea is to bring out the indigenous knowledge which has existed in this context, in these communities for millennia. But the only way that people would talk about it was in an oral form from generation to generation amongst friends. And if people are part of this trusted network and they have the means, they have the medium to reach a larger number of people, hopefully they will do so. And our validation indicates that they are very happy to do so. They're very happy to have that voice. And the cell phone provides that voice, and Wishfast provides that voice.